We're holding base. What's the Rebbe's Kiddush? Somebody wants to say V'yesh Loimar. What's the Rebbe's Kiddush over what the Alter Rebbe said? The Alter Rebbe asked, what's wrong with they'll eat from the HaMoves? That's the whole, that'll fix the problem. They ate from the HaMoves, so they brought death to the world. So now fix it. Eat from the HaMoves, and there'll be life. What's the Alter Rebbe's answer? And what's the Rebbe's depth in explaining the Rebbe Marash's word? The Alter Rebbe's answer is what?
Then that will be forever. That will be eternal.
Since when they ate, by eating the HaMoves, what did they do? They took it took Ra within themselves. Okay, this I didn't say yesterday. And since a person, the Olam Katan, is a reflection of the Olam Gadol, because that's the whole point of creation. So by taking it within themselves, they took in Ra, where there's a word from the Fidik Rebbe, quote, what's the word? A very powerful statement. L'kutei Diburim. It's right there. Number 7. Somebody say it. What's the quote? You said it? Sorry. Okay. So ein toiv b'lei rav, ein rav b'lei toiv. It's a very powerful statement. That's all post Chet Itzadas. So the Alter Rebbe's answer, why not eat from Netzach? Because that's going to give it permanence. What's the Rebbe's Yesh Loimar? And again, this is the beer of the, it's all based on the word of the Rebbe Marash. What did Rebbe Marash say? Beginning of the Maimer. V'yuven ze behektem, mavur. Before that, the second line of the Maimer, sorry. That's the Rebbe's beer. What's the Rebbe Marash's word? What does it come out according to the Alter Rebbe and according to the Rebbe Marash as the Rebbe explains it? According to the Alter Rebbe, Misa was imposed, and the Misa is removed when there's no more Chatoim, so you don't need Misa anymore. When there was Chet, and Chet brought Ra to every aspect of creation, so you have to put an end to it. The person live forever, will destroy the world. So Misa is imposed. What's the word that Rebbe Marash? Not imposed. Misa is what? It's a consequence. It's a result of Chet. Not an imposed. We better do something so the things don't get out of hand and the world self-destruct. We better terminate a person's life. He lives forever. Then the Ra will be forever. So at least we got one person out of the way. One at a time. Pasha, that's what Miss is. The Marash's word is deeper. The Rebbe is explaining it. That it's not an imposition, it's a consequence. Mavis Gashmi is a consequence and devolves from Mavis Ruchni. Because the Eibishter is the source of life. Period. So if we cut off from life spiritually, that's sin, then it's going to lead to physically cut off from life as well. Because one devolves from the other. Yeah, clear? Okay, ice base. It's a nuanced but a very significant distinction in explaining why no Misa, why there was and why there won't be. Yeah, ice base. We started this already. We're in the middle. So the reason, because loss and love, there'll be such a gilui that all opposition will be in this battle. What about the base of Migdash? Especially Shlomo Melech was the 15th generation. Musa, where the moon is full, which means Klal Yisrael is in full alignment with the Eibishter, and there was no Milchama. Still, there was a Malkim for Nikas HaChitzayim. But how do you put it? How do you define the Yenika then? 2 words there in the mind. What does he say? It was what?
Rabbi.
What does that mean in simple English? We addressed it yesterday a bit, but what do you think it means? We said yesterday, and what does it mean nachizah b'charayim as opposed to achizah b'pnimius?
What is with that, sir?
Okay, unfortunately, today virtually don't hear anything at all. So you said something, I hope it was good. Could text me, I'll read it. Something happened at the downturn this morning. I hope it's very temporary. Virtually totally deaf. Can't hear my own voice. The world doesn't have to know this, but anyway, pray for me. So you said something, I'm sure it's good. All right, the Nakuda is, that Charaim de Kedusha means, bullshit, we don't give a whole lot of value to Elam Has, but a little bit. As in the story with Shlomo Melech, when the queen of Sheba, she's known in English, Malchus Shva, came, he accorded her great honor, etc. There's even an opinion that he married her. So there's an element of ispilus, of marginal, but significant, for anything other than outright Kedusha. So if there's some room for it on some level, then obviously it's going to remain and will grow. V'yesh loimer, square bracket, that's where we're up to now. Everybody has the place? This, the time of Shlomo Melech, there was still a room for Nikas HaChitzah, which means the absoluteness of Elikus was not revealed Lamata. What was revealed Lamata is God, is the main and primary and the source and dominant and controls, but exclusive, only Eibishter, no. So that's Nikah, Gamba Eifen Abitl, Da Goymish is Batlafonov. Since that Gilui that he was Mamshech, that Yidden were holding then, this is all by divine design, was such that still allowed for room on some level for something other. So therefore, Taka, the world was in awe of him, and there was a bitl, but not completely. Now he brings Malchus Shva, the Moishe Gam, the Yoisa. So she came. The story is that she had an incredible kingdom and believed it was the apex of civilization. And she heard that Shlomo Melech, his kingdom is even superior. And the wisdom, the idea was that his wisdom was greater than even all of her chachamim. She was also a very wise woman. So she came to test him. She wanted to see for herself. The Medrash brings there the questions that she asked. It was very fascinating. Riddles. And immediately answered all of them. All the riddles were all like paradoxical, self-contradictory riddles, which how could it be both things? But what brought it? Shoma Shema Shloima, just hearing. Nasaba Bitluktas. She was already in this battle. I have to come and see this. That's why she came. She came and she saw his wisdom. It's fascinating. I'm sure you read it. It's in all the. It's from Medrash, but the kosher history books have this written up. In his battle of and she was so in this battle. The pasuk says that she was deflated by him. by his, guys, there's more my murder. Yeah. Happy to see we need more. Yeah. But deflated doesn't mean it disappeared. Because Malkim Gambaz, she got her breath back later. She recovered. Gambaz, Malka, she still remained Malka, the queen. She didn't surrender. Take my kingdom, it's yours. Make me your servant. He said to Mizu, Shagam Shleima, Kibbet, God. Moreover, Shleima Melech gives a covet. This is in the Psukim. So therefore, it was talking a period of tremendous prosperity, Baruchlius, and therefore Bagashmius, but nonetheless, not complete bittul. Shenkin, I get it, the Lord said, Lavai, whereas on Mashiach will come, there'll be no nourishment to anything outside of godliness, even on the peripheral, because of the absolute, exclusive revelation of the absolute God. Not even the hinder, no room even for looking in the shadows. And that will be completely his battle. Beela, HaMoves, LaNetzach, death is swallowed up unto eternity. Now, deeper, Gimel, my friends. In contrast to many of my modern HaTshekh's favorites, very askoladik. To understand the difference between the Gili by the time of Shloima. Shemitzad Gil is Hoyadain Malkim Nikasachitzoinim. This Gili allowed for a nourishment, a siphoning, at least externally. So the difference between that, like Gili the law said, love Shemitzad Gil is loyal eminika klal. The Gili loss of love will be such that there'll be no nourishment at all, no gorging, no like parasites, no. There's a word, a parasite. What does it do? I can't hear, but mouth it. A parasite. When it feeds, there's a word for it, the nature of its feeding. So that won't be that unique. So Mavai Ba'amayim explains that a Marash. Here's Aveda. Shalderach hachiluk v'des Adam ben Aveda the Sumiral Aveda the Moishe. This is similar parallels in Aveda. The difference between rejecting evil or despising it. The Sumira, turning away. The pasuk is Sumira, turn away. Sumira shemat chesara. He rejects it. But it doesn't hate it. Be'etzem. It's interesting you have to do it be'etzem. See, there's some level of sin, but not be'etzem. I mean, there's also levels where there's no sin at all. I love this. I want to do it. But Kabbalah Soil, he rejects it. But Mele, so he's speaking a higher level of Sul Midah. Even though B'Peil he rejects it, Nishad Etzeh Dainis in a smoking Ra. Ra in his world is not precluded. There's validity to it. There's value. There's an attraction. Yes, there is a shemetz aval, even to the extent subconsciously. This is a high level. He has some trace of desire for the Ra, but he rejects it. Hainu, Kumuvu Betanya, sorry, Bedargis Tzadik She'ene Gomer. This in general is the level of Tzadik She'ene Gomer, that somewhere in his heart there is still as a room for, and not a complete and utter despising of Ra. So that's Sur Midah. Mashenkin Kishumba is Bara Bonayid despises evil. He absolutely despises it, and that's the dog of the Tzaddik Gomer. He explains in Tanya, that's why the Tzaddik Gomer transforms the Nefesh HaBahamis. Tzaddik She'ene Gomer can't, because if you still have some degree of attraction, or there's some room on some subtle, even super conscious level, to anything other than the Eibishter, then your Nefesh Abamis hasn't changed. You've controlled him. You've made a huge dent, but you've not transformed him. Now, why in heaven's name is the Rebbe talking about this to us? We'll see at the end. So the tzaddik gomer, there's no room at all for that. Shadi Adarab, Hussein said he hates it. And he despises it with the absolute sin in Mias. There's a story. I don't think we know the name of who it was. Maybe we know the chassid. Maybe it was a mayor of Falls. Oh, wait a second. Maybe that's how he became a chassid. Okay, I got to look it up. My memory is failing. The story is it was one Shabbos, Parshas, Zocher. And there was, with the chassid was, anyway, so there was, a chassid was, it was in a shul somewhere, stumbles in Vilna. Could be it was a mayor of Falls. Anyway, and the misnagid, but a very perceptive young man, was looking and watching the chassid the way he was standing by the kri of Zecher, Timcha Zecher Amalek. And he saw in the chassid a sinner. And he said to him afterwards, where did you get this from? He said, for this, to go to the Alter Rebbe. It's an incredible story that someone noticed, just someone standing by Kriyas Torah. He wasn't just listening to a commandment, but there was an emissary to some degree. Moyes bara, a hatred of Amalek. Where'd you learn this? It's an example of a chassid just being a chassid. It's a profound effect in his environment on others. So this difference between the tzaddik she'eino gom and the tzaddik gomer is haderech zachilik ben agili shabemei shleim melagili the lasted love. This is the difference between the giloi of alikus by shleim melech and the giloi when Mashiach will come. The giloi shabemei shleim im yoyishe gam lagabe giloi zem is battle kol managdim. Even though the pearl mamish in the face of this divine revelation, there's no opposition. But look, Misha Gamba the Sulmida and the avoid rejecting Ra. This is a Jew that matches Ra. He rejects it. So Shleim had peace. This is a Jew who doesn't sin. It's not precluded, not impossible. Still room. It's still present. At least from the external levels of Kedusha, not in the Pnimius, but externally, a marginal acknowledgement. Yeah. But the revelation, Lassid Love, is absolute. Despising Ra, absolutely, there's absolutely no place to anything anything opposite godliness. The Rebbe continues that Betanya explains in Tanya in Perek Yud that the hatred of evil is it's proportionate and as a result of the degree, the intensity of his love for God. So therefore, the difference between rejecting Ra, evil, and despising it, it's not only it's not just in terms of with respect to what degree he rejects evil. It's a statement about your relationship with God. And this is a reflection of the nature of his love for the Eibush. And with this becomes sweet. The hashva means the matching this distinction. we're connecting, we're matching, we're lining up the difference between level 1 Sumira and level 2 Moisbara. Lachiluk to this parallels, Lachiluk should be Nagili, should be Meshlem, Lagilos Lovai, the distinction between the revelation of Tam of Shlem and the revelation of Los Love Mashiach will come. Lachiluk should be named the difference to the degree evil is rejected. By Shleim, there's still room for it. So this difference is because of the positive dimension. This is the Ava. This is the result of the difference of the divine revelation. It's very elaborate, the Maimer. So now it comes to why which is at the heart of 17. Let's go back there with Malchus Shva. The Zeshen is Eiriba, Rotz, and Love, Leshloim, Mitzad, Abitl, Shanasa, Ba, Beyois, Adain, Ba'arza. This that she wanted to come and see him is because she was already in awe of him, even when she was still in her own country. Al Yadei Shesham Ba'Shem, she heard about him. That's what he said in the Pnim. Had already paled a bitl. See, Tavshan Test, Tavshan Dalet quote, the Mitzad Gdula Shmoy. The diak is not even seeing him, just hearing about him. Shenishma Lemiroche Gambi Marachoikim, that his name, his fame spread even to the distant islands. Mizbatlim Kolam Elav and Mishachim Elav. They're all in this battle and they come. The diak is not that she once encountered him, was in awe. It was a greater Giloi. It's a greater Giloi. Even just hearing about him caused her to pick up and go, and she came laden with treasures and spices. So that's to bring out how powerful the Giloi was. Still, it wasn't betach, absolute. Ayis Dalet. Vini Yedua, Al Trebes is in Tanya, Perek Lamed Zayin, one of the gewaltige revelations of Chassidus, namely, Shekol HaGiluyim de Losid Lovai, all that's going to be revealed, Losid Lovai, Tluim b'Maaseinu, b'Avaydiseinu Achshav. All dependent on our Maise and Avodah now. What's the word of Rabbi Leivik that we once learned? Maise and Avodah, it's the same thing, no. Poshet, Maise is Maise and Avodah is Kavon, Avodah. Ruchli. Again, just to repeat it again. Before Chassidus, before the Alter Rebbe, basically, La'ased Lavoi, Mashiach, set in stone. Earn it sooner, earn it later. Tremendous chiddush of Chassidus is that it's about a relationship with God. We create La'ased Lavoi. And it's totally in our Maise and Avodah. And that's what Pnimius why if Mashiach would have come earlier. It's not just, delayed. It's not delayed. The later in Golos, it's the deeper the Gilui. And therefore the Rebbe's Tain Admosa. How much more do you want? How deeper? After Auschwitz, we still believe in you. And what you now, after October 7th, what more do you want? That's a big Tain Admosa. How much more, how much deeper can it be? He says, Atzmis HaNeshomas, Yechida. Tremendous Chiddush of Chassidus, which reflects the overall Chiddush of Chassidus is that it's about a relationship with God, not earning brownie points till you finally, hit the jackpot and then redemption comes. And therefore it evolves. And it's totally in us. The same words, they're all prophesied. What are they going to mean? Well, the depth of the meaning, it's totally in our Avodah. Like everything in Nigla, in Chassidus, it says in Nigla too. That's the way Mashiach can come. It's even in Nigel and Gemara, this idea, but not quite, because that's just, the it is the same. It'll come sooner, it'll come later. But even then, later is Oni, Varech Valachamoir, poor Zachariah, poor man riding on a donkey, or Manale Shmai with the clouds of heaven. So we see, but even without Chassidus, that just means how it's going to happen. Gradually or miraculously, but the it is still the it. No, Chiddush is that the actual Gilui, this itself is dependent on their avoid. So had they not sinned, Adam and Chava, in Gan Eden, Meitzadas, would have been a very shallow utopia. To quote Leonard Cohen, you wanted darker. He got it. If you ever in the West Mount, if you ever go there, cemetery, you should visit him. Say capital till him. He deserves it. Small little tombstone, as per his request. Just Leonard Cohen. I think day is born, day died, so a Jewish name. When I go there, I try and visit him. So continuing, I told you I had a correspondence with Simon Jacobson. Simon showed me the letters. Yeah, so to me move on. So it's understood that this blessed love will be such a revelation that there's no room at all for anything other than likus Beela, lNetzach, death swallowed up forever, and death the cause of death, which is Aveda. Like he explains in the Maimon. The Rabbi Marash, that Yidei Yisrael say in the Misarabet Tachlis Hasina. And what precipitates all this? It's a Jew hating Ra, absolutely. Al Yidei Nasa, so God responds in kind. Lamaila, and what's fulfilled? The pasuk, Malachi, one of the Nevuos, is Esav, so Nasi, and I hate Esav, the Tachlis Hasina, because you do. Because you do, therefore I do. Very ridiculous thing. And therefore, it's utterly rejected and despised and swallowed up forever. Now, that brings him in Tanya from the Gemara. That the Eibishter saw that tzaddikim did very few, and that's why he planted them throughout the generations. This level to hate absolutely Ra, that's a tzaddik gomer, which is one, if that, in a generation. And even respect that the Rebbe is getting to, like why we've been talking about this. And even the darg of a Beinani do a Pisgum, it's known the Pisgum of Hillel Parasha said that before he met the Alter Rebbe, it's a beautiful, I looked it up to see it again. And I have it. It's worth reading, to sharing with you. It says from Beis Rebbe. It's I took a picture of it. Hope I have it. Oh no. Sorry. Levi sent it to me. I asked him to find it. Listen to this. I'll read it to you. The Beela Parasha. So he used to learn so this sounds like who was with. It doesn't, okay, he used to learn a whole week with a Chavan. He was originally a Talmud of Mנחem-Ab. So he used to learn a whole week, Nikla. Listen, Shabbos Kodesh, Friday night, they would wrap themselves in the Talesim and learn Kabbalah all Shabbos. And we thought there were tzaddikim gemorim. Then when we got Ischavar also, we came across, it reached our hands, Tanya, and we saw we're not even baining him. So then we took off our talis, talesim, they wrapped and garbed themselves. And we closed the door. And we opened the door because they would seclude themselves, wrapped in the talesim and learn Kabbalah all Shabbos. Off goes the talis, the door open, and from there came the statement in Polish, Hadye Tzadik, Alavai Chacha Beinini, which means enough thinking you're a tzaddik. Hadye. Alavai Beinini. That's the origin of this Alavai Beinini. The Beela parasha, who was a half a Rebbe, became a half a Rebbe. So that's a tzedek. Was a half a Rebbe. Okay, so let's go further. Alavai Beinini. So the Rebbe's asking, continue tomorrow. Why are we talking about this? And we just finished saying it's totally an avodah, Alavai Beinini. Right, that was a Beela. I don't have to say where we're holding. And we're talking about here that Tzaddik Gombo, the Meis Betachlis. And that's critical because that's going to bring about the Gilui of absolute Elikus. And it's totally an avodah. He's talking to you and me. Okay, so Chevra, we'll see what the Maimer says. And it's a Mugga Dike Maimer. Every Maimer is in a Sinnes Koyach. But a Mugga Dike Maimer, how much more so? So, tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, can you wait? We'll get the Koyach, the Bracha.